Dallas, a spiritual community deep in the heart of Texas, connecting with kindred spirits around the world. You're invited to explore or dive right into our powerful teachings, practices, mystical experiences, and heart-opening connections. This month, we celebrate the light that lives within each one of us. This is a special time here at CSL Dallas, and we're celebrating being the light. So join us as we will learn to grow ourselves, co-create with the universe, experience joy, all while transforming the world one life at a time. We're so glad that you are in community, whether in person or virtually. So let's get it started with some uplifting music with our fabulous band and CSL Dallas music team.
Good morning, CSL Dallas. Welcome and bienvenue. Atroje. Whatever. I learned it in a musical. My name's Joe Tinker. I'll be your platform assistant today. Very happy to be with you here on campus, and those of you online, thank you for joining us. Let us start today by reading our purpose statement together. We'll get things off with a bang. Here we go. At CSL Dallas, we are radically inclusive, spiritually progressive, transforming lives. And so it is. You said it, and that's the way it is. If you're new here at CSL Dallas or joining us for the first time, well, welcome. From whatever background or wherever in life that you found us, we are so happy that you are here. You are welcome. And we'd also like to stay in touch, so please fill out a Connect card. There's one in your welcome bag, or you can get one at one of the tables at the rear of the sanctuary. Our greeters will also assist you in finding your way around. Get a tour of our campus. And those of you online, please fill out the Connect card. It's being loaded up in the chat box right now. Also, make sure to subscribe to our social media channels and search CSL Dallas. find our website. You can continue to learn more about all the fantastic programs. I'll tell you about a few things coming up today, but really get in the know. Go to CSLDallas.org. Make that a favorite and go there. Check it out. Now, let's kick off this celebration by acknowledging some amazing volunteers from our community. These people dedicated their service to the MetroCrest Holiday Store this last Saturday, helping out where they could to be a force for good for local families in our area here. Here we go. Let's read their first names and see who they all were. We had Willeen and Kathy and Chris and Kyle, Dottie and Marcy, Jim, Patrick, Jerry, Shakti, Eric, and Judith helping at the MetroCrest Holiday Store. Fantastic. Great service for the holidays. All right, Christmas Eve is this Tuesday. Can you believe it? It's already here. And we want to make sure you're here with us at CSL Dallas. This year we invite you to dive into the traditional Christmas story, but with new ears, new eyes, and maybe an open heart. Let's uncover the deeper truths of this timeless story together and ignite our own light within. The evening will include powerful music, an insightful marriage, an insightful message. We'll have a candle lighting ritual, and we'll also have cookies and cider afterwards, so do not miss it. There will be no marriage. You will have a message. And those who have ever been married possibly will be interested to know that child care for those under 5 is being provided. All right, next now, let's all kick off the new year with an incredible workshop led by Dr. Petra Welders. She's back, everybody. Dr. Petra invites you to join her as we prepare to move into 2025. So here it is. Rather than waiting for things to happen, develop a powerful intention to create the life that you want to express and the fulfillment that you want to experience. You are here for a purpose, and that purpose is to be you. In this workshop, you will experience deep meditation, discover the creative process within, align your intention with your soul's desire, create a joyous vision for 2025, and commit to your first steps. So, you can head over to the website and register. Be ready. This is a powerful hybrid workshop. It'll be on January 5th from 1 to 3:30 p.m. All right, we'll tell you more about things coming up near the end of the celebration, but for now, let's settle into the morning with our fabulous music team, Candy, Aaron, Glenda, and Stephanie, and our fabulous CSL Dallas band.
And Matt's back.
Hey, Matt. Yay! Matt's back. Also, we'll have an opportunity to go within with our spiritual coach, Jim Barong. Thank you.
that you want to see.
You now to take a moment, relax, be exactly where you are, whether here in the sanctuary or anywhere else that you are joining us online. Relax, take this moment to be present, that gift of being present, and gently move into that wave of life. Allow yourself to flow in that wave of life with the presence, and knowing that you are here as you're meant to be. And take up and do all those things that bring you joy and bring you harmony and bring you peace, to be that light that you are. And as you recognize this, recognize that you are the presence of Spirit in the room. You are the divine creation showing up as Spirit, that unique aspect of Spirit that only you are. Only you are. And the more you delve into that, explore that, and expand on that, the bigger your light is, the bigger your presence is. So be the peace. Be the peace and the harmony. For those who do not see, be the light. Let your light strike stronger and brighter. Be the peace and the harmony. And faith, hold that faith for those who don't believe. Have that faith such that they can pick up on your faith, because they are equally a presence of, an expression of Spirit, the One, here so uniquely, perfectly as they are. For you are love. You are divine love expressed. So please with me claim this as so. Recognize your presence. Let it open big and strong and wide. Let it move through you, up and out, and evolve into all that you can be today. Help claim this with me as so for yourselves and the rest of us by saying together, and so it is.
Be the peace that you want to see. Be joy and be harmony. Whole life for those who do not see. Have faith for those who don't believe. Be all you want to see. For you are love. One time. Come on. Be the peace that you want to see. Be joy and be harmony. Whole life for those who do not see. Have faith for those who don't believe. Be all you want to see. For you are
Thank you so much, Glenda and Aaron, Stephanie, and Candy. Thank you to our fabulous music team. Hang on, we're going to be there just a second. And we want to thank Brad, Jonathan, and Matt. We're happy to have you back. Matt, we're happy to have you back. Brad, you're always amazing on the piano. And Jonathan, I love that walking bass. Oh my God, that's fabulous. And of course, we know whose arrangement that was, Candy Williams. Yes? Okay. Woo-hoo. So before we get to the serious music, we have a fabulous announcement from JL. JL, where are you? Come on up here. So, uh-oh, what happened to my slides? I think they got put into a different place, or we don't have the most current PowerPoint up. Uh-oh. Do you have the information? I can pull it up. Let me just pull it up. So, we have an update to give to you. Remember what JL's was doing up here for a whole month?
And Val.
And Val. And where is Val?
She's with her boyfriend on vacation. So she is enjoying vacation with her boyfriend.
Yes, which she manifested.
Yes, and she's gonna miss being up here to announce this. So.
Okay, so we don't have the slides, and so here we go.
Okay, so we had a goal of 190 pleasures. Well, you know how many we have? 199 pleasures. We had a goal of 815,000 and more. And guess what? We have 834,470. We want to truly, truly thank this community. We want to thank each and every one for their contribution and their time and the phone calls, and just want to thank everybody for giving. And we have a special thank you we want to give to Miss Rhonda Goodnight, who kind of tipped us over the edge where we needed to be for this. So thank you so much.
Oh, there we go. Now you can see it
Yes.
in real living color. Thank you. So this is the first time that we have actually exceeded our goal since before the pandemic. Yes.
Yes.
So we are, so we're, as we said, all year, we're out of recovery. These are the ways in which we know we are growing. We love growing online. We love growing in person, too. It's really lovely to see all of you here. It's lovely to know that you're a part of the community. And again, a huge thank you to Val and JL.
Yes. And the entire committee.
And the whole committee, yes. Yay. All right. Thank you, Ryan, for rescuing the PowerPoint. Okay, wait, hang on. Let me get the clicker.
I'm going to rescue it again.
Thank you.
In a time full of war, be peace. In a time full of doubt, just believe. Yeah, there ain't that much difference between you and me. In a time full of war, be peace. In a world full of hate, be a light. And when you do somebody wrong, make it right. Don't hide in the dark, you were born to shine. In a world full of hate, be a light. La 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 la. In a place that needs change, make a difference. In a time full of noise, just listen. 'Cause life is like a breeze, better live it. In a place that needs a change, make a difference. In a world full of hate, be a light. And when you do somebody wrong, make it right. can't win, slow it down. You've only got one go around. 'Cause the finish line is 6 feet in the ground. In a race that you can't win, just slow it down. In a world full of hate, be a light. And when you do somebody wrong, make it right. Oh, don't hide in the dark, you were born to shine. In a world full of hate, be a light. Yeah, it's hard to live in color when you just see black and white. In a world full of hate, be a light.
Man, our music team finds the most amazing music, don't they? It is so not fair. So we have to believe that that's possible. And we have to believe in the love and the light, even if we can't see it. Right? In a world full of hate and war and disenfranchisement and polarization and fear and doubt, be a light. Right? And to believe in that. So that's what we're going to explore a little bit today, believing in that love and light that we so often, I think, somewhat effortlessly and glibly talk about. I know for myself that sometimes I'm not exactly sure what that means. I don't know, I'm not sure I know what it looks like. And yet, that's what we're called to do and to be as light workers. First of all, I want to stop and just say thank you. I want to say thank you to some folks that made it possible for me to go on a much-needed vacation. So first of all, a gigantic thank you to the staff, Ryan and Faye and Ty and Carmen. And everybody who helped, everybody who participated, everybody who held the vision and who came and supported CSLDallas while I was not here and on vacation, a huge and giant thank you. A thank you to Christine and Sherry and to Chris Miller and to Faye for carrying the light here on a Sunday morning, for Tracy Brown and Carol Merlot in the Sunday morning class, and for Faye and Willeen for the Wednesday night. Without you all, I would be on the floor, right? Without being able to go away and to know that it's so in your loving hands. It's such a gift to me. And it's such a gift that you give to each other. And I am enormously grateful. And each person who stepped up and just was the light and showed up and did whatever it is that was needed to be done so that we could continue to celebrate the holidays. Felt weird to say I'm not going to be here for the beginning of the holidays. And look, we all survived it. Not only that, we thrived through it, which is really even more important. Yeah. So we had a conversation this morning in the Science of Mind class, changing believing in to have the belief of. So I think in retrospect, I would want to change the title of this talk rather than believing in love and light, to believe, to have the belief of love. The belief of light, which means to walk around in the world as if love and light were actually present. Yes, totally different, right? Not to believe in it, but to be it to the best of our ability. I want to start with this beautiful John O'Donohue poem. Awaken to the mystery of being here and enter the quiet immensity of your own presence. Have joy and peace in the temple of your senses. Receive encouragement when new frontiers beckon. Respond to the call of your gift and the courage to follow its path. Let the flame of anger free you of all falsity. May warmth of heart keep your presence aflame. May anxiety never linger about you. May your outer dignity mirror an inner dignity of soul. Take time to celebrate the quiet miracles that seek no attention. Be consoled in the secret symmetry of your soul. May you experience each day as a sacred gift woven around the heart of wonder. John Donahue, and it is called For Presence. Excuse me. Thanks to Aaron. Don't be sorry. Just like to jerk your chain. It's really okay. Yeah, be this. Awaken to the mystery of being, and end of being here in this life, in this world, and enter the quiet immensity of your own presence, your own presence. So this image here that I have up on the screen is the Black Madonna, and she is housed in the chapel of the church in Benrath, Düsseldorf, where my mother and my father got married. Yeah, and I only learned that about 8 years ago, that she was there. This Black Madonna had lived in the woods from about, they're not really sure, probably the 5th century, maybe the 3rd century. But the image of the Black Madonna, right, came from across the Mediterranean and moved north. And she was living in the woods. And they would do the traditional parading of her around the villages and towns, and and in the 11th century, the church decided, well, they couldn't get rid of her, so they might as well bring her in. So they built this chapel. The church was damaged in the war, and it was redone. But her chapel is amazingly the same. And she is a thing of beauty. And she's surrounded by wheat and images of wheat and bees, beehives and honey and grapes. And the images in the stained glass windows are about justice and freedom and home and wealth and presence. It's really extraordinary to recognize the mystery of being, that the mystery of being is the truth of who we are. We aren't actually our fears, our traumas. We aren't our things that we need to improve and fix. The mystery of our being is the love and the light that is not only who we are, but it's what we are. It's what we're made out of. It's what we've come here to be. It is the very truth of our soul. And when we see images that speak to our heart, that's what's drawn forward. So I'm going to share a few images from this time away. I'm going to actually do them in reverse order. This is actually one of the last things that we did on our trip, was to visit my family in the Düsseldorf area. And half of them were sick. But those of us who could get together, we had an opportunity to get together. And one of the things that I realize every time I go to Germany is, on the one hand, how much I forget that I actually have family, that I have a large family, surprisingly different than my experience growing up. and now being here. Thrilled that Sadie has moved to here to the DFW area. So now my family is expanded here. But to be in that space, right? And so much of the holidays is about that family that we have. Quite frankly, not just our birth family, which can be rather challenging at times, but also our chosen family. One of the reasons that my life has been so rich and full in the last 40 years, certainly the last 30 years here in DFW, is because you are my family here. Right? That's what community means. And I noticed that when I'm here, I have such a deep sense of belonging. I know that I belong here. I belong to you. You belong to me. We belong to each other. We belong in this place, in this community. You belong to us online, wherever you are. You belong to us, and we belong to you. And I was reminded of that sitting in my cousin's home with my beautiful 96-year-old aunt, sharp as a tack. I belong there too. I belong there too. We belong in lots of places. We belong to our families, like it or not. We belong to our communities. We belong to this earth. Most importantly, we belong to the universe. Fundamentally, the immense, the quiet immensity of your own presence. We belong to the universe. We belong to that love and light, and it belongs to us because it's the truth of what we are. It was so wonderful to walk around the German Christmas markets. We went to Frankfurt, we went to Wiesbaden, went to a little town called Cochem. It was a little town's Christmas market. But the Mosel is beautiful. That whole area is gorgeous. And we went to the Düsseldorf Christmas markets, and I got to hear all the German Christmas songs that I grew up with. Yeah. And remember. And I was reminded, the idea of the tree and the beautiful lights and things like that, it all comes from Northern Europe, a lot of it out of Germany. And so does Santa Claus, a evolution of Saint Nick. But in Germany, Saint Nick comes on December 6th. Yeah, December 6th. It is the Christ child that comes on Christmas Eve. And there's a beautiful song where the Christ child just comes, and any door that is open comes in to the Christmas table and brings gifts of presents, just itself. And that gift is always being given. Always there. Always present. As we experience the immensity of our own being and the immensity of the love and the light that is ancient in our recognition, that the ancients have shared with us, taught us, talked about. Right? Remember that in the beginning of the Judeo-Christian tradition, the very first thing that the mystics understood, let there be light. And that light is good. And everything that is created since then, the earth, the waters, the animals, the plants, and the human beings, each one pronounced good. blessed, beautiful, precious, necessary to the whole. And this is what we are. We are necessary to the whole. We are necessary to each other. And when we take the time in this holiday season to connect with family, even those that are challenging, to deeply connect with those that we have chosen to be intimate with, close to move about life with, we are celebrating and honoring that light from the beginning. And that love that when the door is open, comes in and sits at our table. I only got to see my one cousin who I spent the most time with. We were only able to be there for a few hours, one afternoon and evening, and she'd set this glorious table just as only Germans can do. Right, this beautiful extravaganza of chocolates, cakes and goodies, and then a beautiful spread of smoked fish and cheese and meats and God knows what all else, right? Because love was sitting at the table. And we got to talking about it, and I think about this often. How often do we forget to make room for love at the table because we're busy? We do what's convenient. We get out our plates and we eat over the sink, or we take our takeout and we just plop it on the table because it's easy. Love takes care, takes time. It's a decision that we make about how we're going to show up, what we're going to do, what we're going to give, what we're going to be in a moment. So half of the people couldn't come. We were only there for maybe 5-6 hours. And my cousin, who knows how much time she spent to bring love into the room. Right? Yeah. And it fed our souls. Right? Fed our hearts. I think this is so much about what it means to celebrate the holidays and why I am right there with Elvis. Why can't every day be like Christmas? Right? Right? Not because of the presents and the lights and the yada, 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 and the parties and blah, 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 and all the stuff. But because when we're paying attention, love is at the table. We have invited, actually, the Christ child in. And that presence is palpable among us. And if it's not palpable in your own family, it's critically important that you have a table of chosen people who become that family for you and with whom you sit in that way, because our souls need it. We need to experience it, and we need to give it. Now, the other side of that coin is love is not always sweet, and light is not always soft. And I think sometimes in our spirituality, when we say being love and light, we confuse it to being, what shall we say, doormats and inoffensive. No, thank you. Right? No, all behaviors aren't acceptable. All language and words that are spoken are not acceptable, are not okay. And there is a profound way in which love also speaks truth, and light illuminates, takes things out of the shadows and brings them to the forefront. I think about the love of a mama bear or a papa bear, the love that defends the home, defends the child, defends the family, that won't take whatever it is that is being thrown into the situation, right? That love is not sweet. That love is fierce, and it is protective, and it is powerful. And we have to stop being afraid of that love. We have to allow that love to arise when it is appropriate, right? In philosophy and in the ancient traditions, this is called righteous anger. It's not just anger because we're triggered or because some psychological trauma has been activated. It is because that fierce love is required. One of my favorite explanations of Kuan Yin or representations of Kuan Yin actually comes from the Chinese version of Kuan Yin. And she has not only the lotus, but she has the sword. And it is the sword of compassion. And you have to think about that. What? I remember the first time I heard that, I was like, what are they talking about? The sword of compassion. And I did a lot of exploration. I learned that the sword of compassion is to have so much compassion for someone that one is willing to use the love and light to cut away the falsehood. To not collude with littleness or smallness or pettiness, but to cut away the human condition that the spiritual light can be revealed and can shine. The sword of compassion, to have so much compassion for how we all get caught in the human condition and to be able to recognize it and to cut it away, to speak truth, to bring the light of truth, to love someone so much, to believe in their light, not just our own. So the first part of our journey was through Egypt. I got to go on the Spirit Tours Egypt trip, which is phenomenal. I got to go as a passenger, and they actually let me be a passenger, which was really great. And nobody asked me to do anything. And so we got to go to some amazing temples, get up really early in the morning, 3:30, 4 o'clock, so that we could be there, so we could ourselves open the gate, so we could get in and out to sacred spaces where actually very few people are allowed, and they don't want anybody to see us coming out. So we have to get out before the main gates are even open. That's how early. And some really extraordinary experiences. Speaking of love being fierce and light being present, this is a 4,000 to 5,000 year old statue of Sekhmet, the lioness of compassion, fierce love, and the gifts of prosperity. And it's so interesting. Sekhmet has no temple. She has no individual temple, but she has more statues in Egypt than any other representation of the divine. And this statue is in a little room. 4 concrete walls, or whatever was concrete before it was, that was built thousands of years ago, these walls. So whatever they used, stone, I guess, they cut it, quarried it, stone walls, a little tiny square of light above, and 2 metal doors with padlocks on them. And she's been in that room for 4,000 to 4,500 years. And we got to be with her and stand in that little room. And each person had an opportunity to walk up to the statue because they understand the statue to be alive. And the question was, what are you receiving? What would you like to receive from her She has such deep compassion, she gives everything. Because that is, of course, one version of love, is to give. Ernest Holmes says love is Spirit's self-givingness of itself into creation. All of this is love made manifest. All of life, all of your life, all of what you are is love made manifest. And so here she is to give, and each person had their own experience of her. And when I stood in front of her, I saw her eyes alive and her face move. And I felt her profound love and her extraordinary sadness for being locked in a room behind 2 steel doors and 2 padlocked gates by the men who had built the temple. We are afraid of our fierce love, and we must get over it. There's so much power and presence, not only in this statue, but in places all over the world, in moments all over the world, in you and in me. That is that love and light that is forever seeking to burst out of us. How many walls are we standing behind? How many locked gates? How many padlocks and keys have we put around our own light, our own love, because we want to fit in, not offend, be okay. We've come to believe that our trauma is the most fundamental truth about us, whatever it is that keeps us in those boxes and in those gates. To be of love and light is to break through all of that, to break it open, and to allow that power, that palpable power, to flow. This is an extraordinary being. And when she breaks down those walls, all hell will break loose. And, that's the other thing, because her compassion and her fierce love, she is the destructive force of creativity. And we use our spirituality to keep things the same, to be ease and grace. We don't want anything to change. We want it all well, it's changing. Right? It's changing. And when we break out of our boxes, all hell will break loose. Right? But what will it be fueled with? Not hate, not fear, but love and light. These opportunities are available to us. The ancient truths have been known for so long. This light is shining even in the darkness of that little room. So we had one other experience here. This is Hatshepsut. I still have to practice. Hatshepsut, her temple, right outside of the Valley of the Kings. And she was a woman who reigned as a pharaoh for 28 years. And then her younger brother, who she was the regent for, when he finally came of age, he tried to erase her. Not an uncommon experience for women, right? And this temple is really something, it's really extraordinary. And so we had if you see, I don't know how to tell you, if you're looking at this image over there on the left-hand side where those open columns are, there's the little temple there to one of the goddesses, Hathor, the goddess of prosperity and fertility and care for the Nile and all of these things. And we had a meditation there in that little spot. And as I walked into that little spot, all of a sudden, the smog was gone. I mean, Cairo has smog. Man, it is not great. And in this little open air part of the temple, we stood in there and the smog was gone. There was such clear air to breathe. And clarity came over us. And Reverend Tawana from the Center of Peace, who was the spiritual leader of the whole program, she guided us in a meditation. And as we were standing there in the meditation, I felt that Kundalini rising experience, right, as the energy is starting to swirl. And as she was asking questions, what do you need to release? What is it that's being let go of, right? And then the questions changed, and the question was, and what are you prepared to accept? And the energy swirled in a different direction, and I felt my whole body lift, and my eyes lift, and my head lift, and that clarity stayed with me for hours, if not days. Reverend Tawana and I, we shared a moment, and she had had a similar experience. These opportunities are everywhere. They're everywhere. To be of love and light, we have to be available to it. We have to make ourselves available to it. And that means not feeding ourselves with fear, not feeding ourselves with our news, basically. Yes, you have to know what's going on. Of course you do. But that's enough to know what's going on. But to feed ourselves with an openness and a willingness and a being present too, right, then we are love and light, and then we are renewed. We find ways to plug in, tap in, to recognize that the source of that love and light is not us, which means it can't wear out. There's never a time when there's not enough love. There's never a time when there's not enough light, because that is the energetic that is moving all of the time. Whether we're having a Kundalini rising experience in our meditation, or we're standing in a vortex, or we're looking into the eyes of our loved ones. Do you see? And yes, our physical body may get tired, and yes, there may be times when we wish it would stop, or we wish it would be different. But there is no limit to the love and the light that is available, because it isn't ours. It's not our human love. It's not our ability to bring in one more person, or have one more conversation, or care about one more thing. No, we're talking about the energy that is the impulse of the universe itself that we tap into. And to be of love and light is to be open to that and to allow it to flow through us. For, as we talked about in our Science of Mind class this morning, to allow that to be our come from place. That we come from the deepest truth of our being, which is that we are immense presence. Should we go back to that? Awaken to the mystery of being here and enter the quiet immensity of your own presence. Not as an egotistical, psychological, little tiny human being, but as the infinite showing up as you. And so this feeding is so important. I was super fed over this course of these last 3 weeks, and I really am grateful to have had the opportunity to take the time to allow myself to be fed, because otherwise, yes, it can be challenging. And so we have to find ways to feed ourselves in ways that are in alignment with love and light. So I want to share with you a number of excerpts from a fabulous article that's called Hope is a Verb. It's by Amy, I can't read it, it's by Amy Rose, and she writes this from fixthenews.com. And it's a review of their new podcast they've done this past year, 30 shows all with people who are doing something. And so she starts out with legendary conservationist Chris Tompkins, who has protected 14 million acres of land across Argentina and Chile and reintroduced over 24 keystone species. And so in asking about her thoughts about the planet, Chris Tompkins says there is a collapse taking place, and it would be happening with rapid velocity if it weren't for the millions of people around the world who are working to slow down these trends. And they're doing so in the force of great headwinds, right? Amy goes on to say, we've long understood that progress is rarely a straight line, but many of these people that they interviewed, they reframe it as a radical act. Showing up to mend the damage often involves skirting the edges, challenging the status quo, and carving new paths outside of the mainstream. To join the resistance isn't about opposition for its own sake. It's a catalyst for possibility. Remember Sekhmet? The destruction of creativity, of creation. She quotes sci-fi author Ada Palmer, who flipped the view of history and to show us how zooming out to look at progress on a century scale creates more space for hope. Ada Palmer said, the world doesn't stay saved. The story of the last 150 years is that we've saved the world a couple of times, and once again, we have to save it. It's going to be hard. It was every time, but we did it, and we will do it again. Yes, right? Excuse me. Amy writes, although initially it felt like a bombshell, Ada's idea that saving the world is not a one-time job came as an unexpected relief. If collapse is inevitable, then repair is part of our contract as human beings. And if we accept that we all have this evolutionary muscle to show up, it empowers us to save the world in the face of these headwinds. Steven Pinker, arguably the world's best thinker and writer on the topic of progress, writes, when progress happens, it isn't just a rising tide. It's not a background force. It's because someone somewhere decided that we have problems that are fixable. So let's try to fix them. His definition of hope, a desire for some future event that has a reasonable chance of happening. I don't know about you, but I remember when Lake Erie was burning. I remember in the 80s when the Earth was the planet of the year, in Time's planet of the year, because it was burning. And there's a lot that has been done to shift that. Amy writes, at a time when it's easy to slide into despair and to feel like we have lost control of the tailspin, these people remind us that there's always something we can do. And the list of their names grows longer and longer. She says, I worked in mainstream media for 15 years before coming into this work. So for most of my career, these stories were rarely in view, as we all know from mainstream media. But once I started looking for them, I realized they are everywhere. I can't pinpoint the exact moment when they became my new normal. Do you see? It's what we feed ourselves. It's what we're addicted to. It's what we're paying attention to that became my new normal. But I can tell you that holding these stories has changed me profoundly. The way I look at the world is different, and the way I show up for the world is different. She goes on to say, if mending can be a radical act, we realize that hope is a street fighter. The tougher the environment, the harder the obstacles, the more resilient hope becomes. Hope is not some invisible force that sweeps in to save the day. It's gritty and battered. It builds in increments and gains groundswell from tiny but cumulative efforts of ordinary people from every corner of the globe. It's what Chris Tompkins called the power of small streets and Jane Goodall referred to as millions of little bits. Amy goes on to write, more than anyone on the planet, Jane is the perfect avatar for our work. When we spoke with her in New York, we walked away with a very clear and pragmatic assignment. Meet the world exactly where it is, always believe that we can do better, and do whatever you can to make it happen. Yes, right in alignment. She says, Jane, she's quoting Jane, I see humanity at the mouth of a long, dark tunnel, and there's a little star at the end. That's hope. But there's no good sitting at the mouth of the tunnel and just waiting for the star to come. You've got to crawl under, climb over, work around all the obstacles between us and that star. Hope is a verb, not something static, not something that's going to come in and sweep the day. Hope is what we have when we are of love and light, because we are so plugged into love and light, and we expect that it is reasonably possible for the imagination and the creativity of humanity to align with the presence of this love and light, this force, irresistible force that is moving through us to continue to find a way through. That is our opportunity to contribute to the consciousness of humanity, is to decide if we are going to engage with hope, to be of love and light. I want to close with these two quotes by Ernest Holmes. I had to turn around and read it because I don't have this one in my book. To desert the truth in the hour of need is to prove that we do not know the truth. When things look the worst, that is the supreme moment to demonstrate to ourselves that there are no obstructions to the operation of truth. When things look the worst is the best time to work, the most satisfying time. So if you are looking out in the world at climate change, at the political changes around the globe, at the divisiveness, at all of that, ain't it awful stuff? If we find ourselves falling into despair, it reminds us that we are not being love and light, and that we are not knowing the truth. And he goes on to say this. Oh, I have this here. The greatest discovery that was ever made in the entire history of the human race is the thing which shall finally deliver to us the hope of the ages. That thing deep, cryptic, hidden, which came with us and shall go forth with us, is the creativeness of our mind, the Spirit of God within us. And so it is.
Thank you, Dr. Petra. Let us have ask our greeters to come forward with our offering baskets. This is a great time where we support the mission and the goodness and the hope that springs eternal at CSLDallas. So that as we do give generously and fulfill our pledges and our tithes, then we know that we are feeding this wonderful organization. We're feeding ourselves. We're feeding our neighbors. We're taking care of CSLDallas. That care comes from us, and then it provides us the opportunity. This is where we know that we can come, and we can practice and experience, learn and grow, and we'll do this together. Let's affirm our abundance as we continue this journey together. The peace, the power, and the light of the divine presence are present now. I resolve to see only the good and to see through limitation to that which is boundless and free. I see this boundlessness, freedom, peace, power, and light for CSLDallas and for our community. I am grateful for the abundant good we have received and the gift we are in our world. And so it is. Thank you so much. There are many ways to give. There's text giving, there's auto tithing, Or you can save us the credit card fee, give cash. If you put it in an envelope with your name, we'll record those gifts so you'll get a record of that at the end of the year. If you do auto tithe, you can pick up a little plastic representation of your gift and put that in the basket. That is a great way to help CSL Dallas. Do the way that works best for you. Now, if you're looking for a fun way to prepare for New Year's, then the Vision Quest Art Experience is the place to be. It's next Saturday, December 28th. Our very own Ryan Brown will be leading a meditative art experience that will allow you to uncover what the new year has in store for you. It's a perfect time to sit down and get clear on your intentions for the new year, and then create a vision board that's unique to you. This is the last week to register, though. It's coming up pretty quick, so make sure, get your seat by this Friday so that on Saturday, you can work on your personal vision for the new year. And Ryan's here today, so if you have any questions, catch him. Speaking of New Year's, our annual Burning Bowl celebration will be at noon on New Year's Day. Yes, it is one of our most popular events, and for good reason. With electric music from our music team, a powerful message, and an explosive ritual to welcome us into the new year. It is a special time for us to come together and set our intentions personally and globally. It's also time to unveil our annual theme, and this will be a perfect fit for this coming year. So be sure to add CSL Dallas to your plans for your New Year's Day festivities. Okay, hear ye, hear ye. We are postponing the next 2 Wednesday night meditations until the new year. So if you haven't yet had a chance to attend the new Wednesday night meditation, we'll plan on being here at 7 o'clock, January 8th. So Wednesday, January 8th. Come check us out. Every Sunday, our spiritual coaches are available for your spiritual support. Either here in person, which will be adjacent to Barong Lounge. You can get guidance just right through those 2 doors there. Or if you're with us online, we are posting a link in the chat box right now where you can meet with a spiritual coach. Now, we love being in community with you. Let's sing this celebration out together. Please rise and join our fabulous music team, and let's make it a great week.